Being autistic and seeking help. Why is it so hard? Let's talk about that. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is on seeking help and assistance and why it is such a struggle for many autistics, myself included. I'm going to speak about this from a personal perspective. However, I encourage you to leave comments if a lot of what I say happens to resonate or is relatable with you. When I go in and find something that I become truly fascinated with, I end up going down a rabbit hole and I want to know everything about this all the way to its origin. Now, in order to find success in work and tasks, I train myself to treat work items and various tasks that I do, whether they are for employment or whether they are for things around the house, as a special interest. Why this allows me to dedicate my full focus on the task or job, it also has a downside. That downside is if I run into a problem, I will look and search and make every effort and attempt to correct the issue, solve the problem to a point that it can become a literal time waster. And there are times where I should have decided to seek assistance with the issue to get it corrected sooner rather than spending my time trying to solve the problem myself. When I get that focused, I tend to have a great difficulty stopping, taking breaks for anything, let alone seeking assistance with the problem. Some of this also has to do with when I focus on something, I begin to visualize how it should be, what the outcome should look like, to a point that I can become very rigid as to what the solution actually is. That is a detriment and a real problem that I am attempting to work on as we speak. Right now, I am working and practicing with a variety of equipment that my really great and supportive post-apocalyptic tribe, Chug and Slug, have lent to me. Everything from a laptop cooler to a small mixing board to microphones and cords and cables that I needed in order to begin to learn how to move even past just YouTube videos and into podcasting, which I plan on doing well before the end of the year. What they also offered is a hand that if I had questions, no matter what they were, any issues or difficulties with setting things up and running things, recording things, putting in effects or music or anything, to make sure that I reach out to them. And this was a very big deal for me because normally in my life right now, up until this point, asking for help was a difficult thing because in my mind, if I couldn't figure it out, then maybe there wasn't an answer. And when something doesn't have an answer, that is a very frightening yet frustrating thing for me because it means that there's a stopping point, that there was no there was nothing on the other side of it, either because it turns out it wasn't a problem or because it is something that is not meant to be fixed or solved. And when I imagine what the other side of the issue looks like and I never get there, it feels like failure. Somehow I have failed, even though there was no failure there. It just was that the problem or issue is not something to be solved or corrected. Maybe it's a setting or a limitation where I think there shouldn't be a limitation. Thus, my brain believes it is a problem that needs to be solved. These are things that I fight through on probably a weekly to monthly basis. It's no one's fault. It is just something, that I am trying to work through. Given that I have a very supportive tribe who are lending me their expertise and their experience in this, is going to help me achieve where I want to be a lot faster than me just doing it on my own. It is rather humbling for me personally to know that I have human resources and people that I can question and get either do it this way or that's just the way that is designed, is going to help me progress a whole lot faster. And when it comes to asking for help, as hard as it is for me, this gesture on their part is showing me something that I really hadn't paid much attention to. And that is, if I need assistance, it's not because I have failed. It is not because I am somehow lesser than everyone else. It is a valuable lesson that I'm learning, that I'm human, and that despite my ability to go in and discover and learn the way that I do and focus the way that I can, that even that has limitations. And that is something that, as difficult as it, or as easy as it might seem to most people, this is a very challenging thing to someone like myself. I have spent so much of my time away from people. I don't socialize a lot. I am very introverted, and bringing people in on something means that I have to be less rigid, that I have to really expand past what I see in my mind or how I perceive, and let others go in and paint on that canvas. And that is very challenging. It is very difficult for me to accept sometimes. My wife is someone who is very exposed to this type of dilemma that I have, because every once in a while it does impact our life. And I, have to take a step back and really look and understand that she's not trying to overshadow or overtake or control what's happening. She is simply trying to help me when I get stuck and she sees it. So I am going to close the video here. I will tell you before I go that I am working on a lot of different things, the podcast. I am also going through a lot of tutorials to see about making some additional changes to how the videos look or work. I don't know if I'll implement them. I may do a bunch of experimentation and decide that I'm happy with what I'm uploading now. I don't know yet. And that's okay. It's strange that I say that, at least from my own personal perspective, because usually for most of my life, I've been so used to if it's not finished, then I keep working at it, sometimes to a point that I will overdo something, but still inside think that maybe there is more to do. So being satisfied with something that I've put together or created or made is a highly contentious point for me. So with that, I do want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to stop by the channel. If this is your first time, like everyone else that comes by, I greatly appreciate you taking your time to come by here and watch the video. If you like the video, please click the like button. If you like the topic or subject matter on autism, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell. And if you've stopped by and you're kind of a one and done, that is okay. The fact that you paid attention to the channel this long is more than I could actually ask for. So I want everyone to take care. Have a great coming week, and I will see you on the next one.